Do you feel like you no longer fit into your environment? Do you feel like you no longer resonate with the people around you? Do you feel like you don't belong in the places that you once did? This is the thing, as we are evolving into our best selves, we are shedding layers and layers of conditioning and falsehood. And this means that we no longer connect with those around us anymore. And this is something we need to look at. In order to continue to evolve, we need to shed things that no longer serve us. And this will mean walking away from people and situations. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is the thing, and this is the message I've been getting for the last few weeks. We have to walk away. We have to walk away from the people that are draining our energy. We have to walk away from the people that we no longer resonate with. And this is hard because these are the people that helped us to actually evolve in the first place, which is weird. You know what I mean? We were in such a dark place, I think, when these people, were in our lives. These people helped us to come out of darkness and into light. But we continued to evolve further past that level. And now we're no longer resonating with these same people. And this is hard. Like, I know how hard this is. These people, we feel like we owe them something because they have helped us come out of darkness. We've had traumatic situations and these people were our support team. But this is the thing, we ended up in a codependent dynamic and this ended up unhealthy. And the thing is, we needed these people so much and they were great. I love these people, the people that I've left behind. But when we no longer need them, they retaliate. They're not, we get to a certain level. They help us to a certain extent. But then we continue to evolve. We continue to ascend. And we no longer need these people. We try to bring them with us, but they're like, where are you going? Come back down here to my level. Come back down here to the 3D falsehood. And, this can actually lead them to turn bitter or, resentful towards you because you no longer need them. And you're trying to help them, you're trying to pull them forward with you, but they're just dragging you back down. And I've done this analogy over and over again, and this is the analogy that keeps coming up at the moment. You know what I mean? You climb that mountain and you throw a rope down. So for example, these were the people who threw a rope down to you because you were in the darkest of times and they brought you back up to that level. But you went up further and you decided to throw a rope back down to them and they decided to dangle. Dangle, dangle, dangle. I'm not helping you, pull me up. But actually, they're not actually saying pull me up. They're like, fuck this shit, come back down here. I'm not fucking doing the work. And this is what's happening. This is how it is. Like, we're trying to better ourselves. We're becoming the best version of ourselves. We're shedding who we weren't. We're shedding that mask. And that's it. We felt we belonged in a world that we didn't belong in. And like this will resonate for a lot of us, that we always actually felt like the black sheep. We always felt like outcasts. We always felt that little bit different. But as we're evolving more into our true selves, we're definitely seeing that. We're like, this is the thing, like, we fit into this low vibrational environment because we were in a low vibrational energy. We were depressed. We were suffering from trauma, whether that was childhood, past life, or past relationships. We were going through an awful lot. So being in that energy, it felt familiar. It felt known. And like our whole lives, we've grown up in negative fucking energy, depressive energy, lack mentality, poverty consciousness, gossiping, all this bullshit. But as you evolve and shed that skin and start to wake up to the fact to who you truly are, you realize that you don't like that energy. You don't want to sit there gossiping about other people. You don't want to sit there talking about how fucking depressing life is. You want life to start to evolve. You want life to be happy. You want to actually listen to things that make you elevate rather than make you, descend. And this is it. You're starting to feel uncomfortable. And the reason you're feeling uncomfortable is because you're trying to still fit in there. And that's I suppose that's the hardest part, is we're literally kind of going, I felt so comfortable here. These people were my people. They were my soul family. And now I don't feel good here. And this is it, we're square pegs trying to fit in round holes. You're never going to fit there. You never did in the first place. But because of your wounding, you know, it was familiar, it was comforting, it was what you needed at the time. And this is another thing, right? This is kind of what I wanted to kind of talk about today, because I did a video on self-forgiveness. A lot of times we can be so angry with ourselves for letting somebody deceive us. That's how we perceive it. And oftentimes we're like, why didn't I see this? Why didn't I see behind the mask? And another question that I used to ask myself was like, was this person always narcissistic, or did they just turn that way? Did I not see it? Like, was I blind to it all along, or did they just change into this? And oftentimes we can blame ourselves and we're like, Jesus, did I do this? Because, you know, there's a pattern of narcissistic energy around you and you're like, did I make this person go crazy or go fucking assholey? Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing, but it's not your fault. The only thing that you did was shine your light. The only thing that you did was evolve, and the only thing that they're doing is not evolving, not healing, not doing the introspection, and they're turning bitter towards you because of jealousy, because they're too afraid to escape their own darkness that they want to bring you back down to theirs and steal your life force energy. This is the energy vampire thing that's going on. You know, when you actually start to drift apart from the people that once, you know, got so dependent on your energy, they're going to try and suck the life out of you. They're going to try and pull you back down. They're going to hold on to that rope and go, come on back down here. And your hands are bleeding. You're trying to hold on for dear life and your hands are fucking bleeding, trying to pull this person up with you. They're not coming with you. All they want to do is take every bit of life force energy out of you. But anyway, what I was going to say here was, we question, did that person always have this mask on? Did this person always deceive me? Was this person always using me? That kind of energy. But you weren't supposed to see it. This is the thing. We have to remember, I was sitting with this the other day, we often get so angry towards ourselves for being in toxic relationships for so long. Why didn't I see behind the veil? Why didn't I see behind the lies? Why didn't I see behind this false mask? You weren't supposed to. This is the thing. And look back, right? Oftentimes these relationships did help you evolve and grow. You know, I was looking back on all the narcissistic relationships, even my first one in my teenage years, right? Do you know, her influence led me to make very bad decisions. I won't blame her for that, but it was my decisions. But also her influence helped me to come out of my shell. I was a very quiet and reclusive girl. I was quiet as a mouse, afraid to show my true self. But being in her friendship, I actually, you know, started to become my rebellious true self and started to use my voice. So even though I made decisions that weren't great because of her influence, I also needed her in order to wake the fuck up and stop being such a quiet little mouse and actually to own my voice. And then I looked back on all my narcissistic friendships and relationships and I was like, you know, there's certain parts of each one that helped me. And even the most toxic ones, you know, my family dynamic and the 8-year narcissistic relationship I was in, they did steal every essence of who I was. But my comeback from those two experiences, or any of the experiences, was amazing. So I rediscovered a strength within myself, a resilience within myself, even though I was knocked down to complete darkness. Any trauma that I've experienced might have knocked me completely off, you know, completely off. But my comeback was so amazing. And I probably needed the darkness in order to become so light. So instead of being, I suppose, angry with yourself or questioning why I didn't see through the lies before, you needed that relationship or friendship at the time in order to grow. And when you learned your karmic lessons, because these are all karmic relationships, this is karmic energy. Once you learn the lesson, then you see the truth. You weren't supposed to see the truth until you saw the truth. You know, if you saw the truth earlier, you wouldn't have learned any lessons. And this is an example, like, say my romantic relationship-wise, my first narcissistic relationship, well, actually, I don't know, there could have been more, I'm not sure. You know, my teenage ones don't really count. But like my first 8-year narcissistic relationship, 8 years of my life, at least 6 of those were completely blind. 6 of them, until I had a traumatic experience that actually woke me up. So the last 2 years was only when I woke up a little bit. But I wasn't supposed to see it until then. So I went from 8 years of a toxic relationship into a relationship that was 1.5 years long. You see the difference? Less lessons to be learned. And then I almost got into a third one, which only lasted 2 months. I only knew the person for 2 months before I saw the red flags. That's the difference. The veil is only there for as long as you need to learn lessons. So this is why we shouldn't be hard on ourselves for not seeing certain people's true selves or true energy. But also be thankful, because most of these relationships or friendships did serve you at one stage, but they no longer serve you now. You have outgrown them. You have evolved past them, ascended past them. And this is what we need to start thinking about and understanding. They don't serve you anymore. They will only bring you back down to where you were, and you're moving forward. You can't bring these people with you. They're choosing to stay in that darkness. They're choosing to stay in that negative energy. They're choosing a path of narcissistic energy rather than following you to where you're going. So you have to understand that this is energy that no longer serves you anymore. You don't belong here anymore. And that's the fucked up bit that we go through, is like, I felt so comfortable with these people. These people helped me so much. And you look back and you kind of go, that was such a good time. That person really helped me through this darkness. Why don't I feel comfortable with them anymore? Because you're not that person anymore. They helped you when you were vulnerable. They helped you when you were wounded. You're not wounded anymore. And now you're seeing the person for who they are, because they're changing as well. You've changed into your true self. And this person is changing into a bitter, narcissistic person because they're afraid to face their darkness. They're afraid to shine their light like you are. They're afraid to show their authenticity. And this is the thing. You no longer fit in this world, the world that you once fit into. And, this is the thing. This morning, I wake up every morning with a song in my head. And this morning, I channeled that song, Misfits, Ava Max. And I was like kind of wondering why that was in my head for ages. And then when I was thinking about this video, I was like, this is why. So actually, I wrote down a couple of the lyrics, a couple of the lines. And this is kind of what is the energy I'm feeling at the minute. We're having to walk away from so many people. And this is the thing, we're having to walk away from people we want to help. We're having to walk away from people we love. We're having to walk away from family and friends that have been there for us. We're having to walk away from people that we're trying to fix, but we can't fix, and it's only ended up draining our energy. So, this is a heartbreaking time. This is a very hard time, but we have to see this. You do not belong here anymore. You have to stop trying to fit yourself into somewhere you no longer belong. And so these are the couple of lyrics that I just wrote down from this song, and they just really, really work for today. Like, it's okay to be different, because baby, so am I. And this is the thing, right? We are different to the people that we're leaving, but the people that you're going to attract into your life now, whether that be your divine counterpart or your soul tribe, friends and soul family, you're going to be the same as them, not the same as the other people. So it's okay to be different, because the people that you're going to attract into your life, the people that are meant for you, are different as well. Different from, the 3D reality. So you're beautiful but misunderstood. This is another thing. These old people, they're not going to understand you. They're going to try and pull you back down. They're going to tell you you're selfish. They're going to make you feel guilty because they don't understand what you're doing. And they're living in this bubble of darkness. They're not evolving. They're not unplugging from the matrix. And you are. And they don't understand you anymore. So you're beautiful but misunderstood. So understand that. Your uniqueness, your differences, and the fact that they don't understand you is a good thing. It shows that you don't belong there anymore. Oh yeah, so you're beautiful but misunderstood. So why are you trying to be just like the neighborhood? You know what I mean? You're trying to fit into a world that's fake. Our whole lives we've had a persona on, trying to fit into this world that doesn't belong to us. We're pretending to be something we're not. So why are you fucking trying to fit into a community that isn't actually your community anymore? You know what I mean? Stop trying to be like everyone else, because you're fucking different. You're the rainbow sheep of the family. You know what I mean? You're the rainbow sheep of your community. You're the one that's evolving. Stop trying to fit into the neighborhood that you no longer fit into. I'm a little crazy underneath this. People are going to call you crazy because you're not doing the norm. You're not following the other sheep off the fucking cliff. You know what I mean? Don't be like the white sheep. Be the rainbow fucking sheep. I'm no longer saying black sheep because I love fucking colours. Right? We're the rainbow sheep. So yeah, we are a little crazy. But we're only called crazy by people who are conditioned. So being crazy is actually a compliment. And yeah, this one. Do you ever feel like an outcast? You don't have to fit into the format. And that's a fact. We are outcasts. We are different because we don't want to fit into the fucking shit that they're fucking, lying about. This world that we lived in was full of fucking shit. Do you know what I mean? It was full of lies. It was full of toxicity. So you know what I mean? This is this. So stop trying to fit yourself into somewhere you no longer belong. Do you know what? I was only after that song that I realized I had a different title for this video. And I was only after that song, I was like, this is what I'm going to call this video. Stop trying to fit yourself into somewhere you no longer belong. And this is it. This is what you're trying to do. And this is the anxiety and depression we get. We're trying to fit into a world we don't belong into. And I know we did at one stage because we had to in order to learn some lessons. So don't be hard on yourself for not seeing what you see now. You weren't supposed to see it till now. Those relationships, those friendships served a purpose. They did serve you. They did help you grow and evolve at one stage. And the trauma from them, the lessons that you're learning from them now are a part of your process as well. Like, everything happens for a reason. Everything is connected. Everything has a message. Every person that you encounter has to teach you something. Everybody you've been on your journey with, they're there for a season. Not everyone is going to be there with you till the end. And that's unfortunate, but you need to let them go in order to evolve. To become who you're truly meant to be, you have to say goodbye to these people. You have to say goodbye to these situations. This is not your environment anymore. You don't belong there anymore. And you're evolving into this higher vibrational energy, your true self, who you are always meant to be. You're here to be of service to this planet. You're here to help people, but you can't help people who are draining your energy and are only energy vampiring the life out of you. That's what they're doing. They're sucking your life force energy. You have to be aware of who is for you now and who isn't, because you cannot become who you're supposed to be if you're continuing to stay in an environment you don't belong in anymore. That's going to hold you back. You cannot fulfill your divine purpose on this fucking planet if you're still surrounded by people who are draining your energy. You do not belong there anymore. So stop trying to fit into a world you do not belong into anymore. You're here to evolve. And the right people, the ones that are different and crazy as well, are going to come to you as well. You're going to attract in your soul tribe. You're going to attract in your divine counterpart. You're going to attract in the people who are for you. You're going to be attracted into that world you do belong into. You will no longer be a square peg in a round hole. You will fit perfectly into where you're going. You just no longer fit into where you were. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I would love nothing more than to help you on your path.